Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Al Jazeera report. COVID jabs bring relief for vulnerable California farmworkers. Eva Garcia's nerves were frayed after she heard false rumors that COVID-19 vaccines were dangerous. But the 35-year-old California farmworker, who had tested positive for and recovered from the virus herself earlier this year, decided that getting the vaccine was the right thing to do. The jab, she reasoned, would protect her, her husband and their children. Garcia, who is undocumented and has no access to healthcare in the United States, received a Moderna shot on March 2 at a mobile clinic set up at the farm where she harvests parsley.
Deutsche Welle report. Turkish Kurds disappointed and appalled by potential HDP ban. This is about the will of the people. I don't accept the decision, barks an old man. If they ban the HDP, then a new Kurdish party will pop up to take its place. There's no way around it, says a defiant young woman who tells DW she is an HDP supporter. Here in the southeastern Turkish city of Diyarbakir, a metropolis long considered the cultural and political capital of Turkey's Kurdish community, news of the Turkish judiciary's decision to initiate steps to ban the pro-Kurdish People's Democratic Party, or HDP, is a much-discussed topic.
Deutsche Welle report. Turkey quits Istanbul Convention on Violence Against Women. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has sparked nationwide protests for withdrawing Turkey from an international agreement to prevent violence against women. The decision comes amid increasing calls in Turkey to combat domestic violence as femicide rates rise. Turkish officials argue that national regulations are enough to ensure protection against gendered violence. The guarantee of women's rights are the current regulations in our bylaws, primarily our constitution. Our judicial system is dynamic and strong enough to implement new regulations as needed. Quote.
CNN report. Soccer sex abuse scandal. Report as kick in the teeth for survivors, says Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart played for the England international team and some of English football's leading clubs, notably Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool. It's a career to be proud of. But Stewart's memories are often consumed by the horrific daily cruelty he says he suffered between the ages of 11 and 15 as a youth footballer. Stewart is one of hundreds of footballers dealing with the consequences of childhood sexual abuse that occurred within the game as they strived to become professional players.
CNN report. Idaho legislature halts session until April due to COVID-19 outbreak among lawmakers and staff. The Idaho legislature has brought business to halt for the next 2 weeks amid an outbreak of COVID-19 among lawmakers and staff at the state capitol. The Idaho House and the Senate each voted Friday to recess and return on April 6. Idaho House Speaker Scott Bedke, a Republican, told reporters during a news conference Friday that the legislature adjourned out of an abundance of caution and to break the cycle of COVID-19 infections, according to CNN affiliate KBOI.
Fox report. How Doris Duke, once the richest girl in the world, got away with murder. The 1966 Dodge station wagon roared across the street in Newport, Rhode Island, smashing through a fence before coming to a stop against a tree. Its front almost completely caved in. Locals and the police were on the scene quickly. They discovered a disoriented middle-aged woman, bleeding from the mouth, and yelling for someone named Ed. The woman stumbled to her feet and into a house across the street, a grand 30-room mansion along one of America's most exclusive avenues, as she continued to search for her friend.
Fox report. Strong quake shakes Japan. No immediate damage reported. A strong earthquake struck Saturday off northern Japan, shaking buildings even in Tokyo and triggering a tsunami advisory for a part of the northern coast. There were no immediate reports of damage or injuries. The U.S. Geological Survey put the strength at magnitude 7.0 and depth at 54 kilometers, 33.5 miles. The shaking started just before 10 minutes past 6 p.m. The quake was centered off the coast of Miyagi Prefecture, in the country's rugged northeast, which was heavily damaged during the huge earthquake and tsunami of 2011.
BBC report. Mourners line Tanzania streets at ex-President Magufuli funeral. His successor Samia Suluhu Hassan led the procession. with the coffin draped in the national flag taken to the Uhuru Stadium to lie in state. Opposition politicians say that Magufuli, 61, had contracted COVID-19. But this has not been confirmed. He was a COVID skeptic who at times denied the virus affected Tanzania. Magufuli was the son of a peasant farmer and went on to become Tanzania's president in 2015.
Deutsche Welle report. Thai police clash with protesters near King's Palace. Thai police used water cannon and rubber bullets to disperse the crowd gathered near the King's Palace in Bangkok on Saturday. At least 11 people were hurt during the clashes. The city's Erawan Emergency Medical Center said. More than 1,000 demonstrators had gathered to demand the release of protest leaders, whose mass trial on charges of sedition and insulting the monarchy began this week. The police officers will remain in the area until peace and order has truly been restored. Police spokesperson Krisanna Patanacharoen said.
Al Jazeera report. With a surplus looming, how should the U.S. use excess vaccines? With the United States racing towards its goal of having enough coronavirus vaccines available for all adults in the country by May 1, the debate over what it should do with excess supplies is intensifying. The U.S. is projected to have a hefty surplus of coronavirus vaccines in the second half of 2021, estimated at about 600 million excess doses. But the administration of President Joe Biden has offered little insight into how those shots will be allocated.
Fox report. Philly deadly shooting at pop-up party. Police add reinforcements and hunt for suspects. Philadelphia police are looking to bolster their patrols following a spike in gun violence, including a 6-victim shooting early Saturday. Police responded to a call around 3:45 a.m. at a pop-up party with about 150 people at Hot Pot Cuisine on Germantown Avenue. One victim, a 29-year-old male, was shot 14 times throughout his body, according to police. The victim was taken to Temple Hospital, where he was pronounced dead almost immediately.
CNN report. New York Times. Current Cuomo aide alleges sexual harassment against governor. Alyssa McGrath, a current aide to New York Gov. Andrew Cuomo, joined a chorus of other women in accusing the governor of sexual harassment, accusing the Democrat of having behaved and spoken to her in an inappropriate sexual manner. The New York Times reported Friday. McGrath told the Times that Cuomo looked down her shirt during a one-on-one meeting, stared at her body, commented on her appearance and made suggestive comments to her and another executive aide.
Al Jazeera report. NCAA slammed for inequality between men's and women's facilities. The association that oversees college sports in the United States has faced widespread criticism after a video shared on social media showed considerable disparities between the men's and women's weight rooms at their respective Division I basketball tournaments. Oregon Ducks forward Sedona Prince shared a video on TikTok and Twitter from the National Collegiate Athletic Association's, NCAA, March Madness tournament facilities.
CNN report. Europe's vaccine rollout needs AstraZeneca, but public confidence is dented. The European Union aims to vaccinate 70% of its adult population by September. But anxiety over a possible link between the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and reported blood clot cases may put that target in jeopardy. Europe's vaccine rollout has already been slower than expected. Meanwhile, the continent is confronting a third wave of the pandemic, fueled by variants of the virus. European heavyweights Germany, France and Italy, all of which have seen a recent surge in coronavirus cases, were among more than a dozen countries to pause their rollout of the Oxford AstraZeneca shot while Europe's medicines regulator, the European Medical Authority, EMA, investigated the concerns.
BBC report. Iceland volcano. Lava spewing Fagrad Al's Fjall, subsiding. Lava at Fagrad Al's Fjall burst through a crack in the Earth's crust hundreds of meters long, and a series of small fountains turned the night sky red. Icelanders had been bracing themselves for an eruption for several weeks, after the island nation recorded more than 50,000 recent earthquakes. Meteorologists said the eruption was small and no one was in danger. The last eruption there was some 800 years ago.
BBC report. COVID-19. Mumbai to roll out compulsory testing in crowded places. The local government said rapid tests would be done randomly in areas such as shopping centers and train stations. A refusal to be tested will amount to an offense, it said. India recorded 40,953 new COVID cases on Saturday, the biggest daily jump for nearly 4 months. A total 159,000 people have died with the disease. In Mumbai, a coronavirus hotspot in the western state of Maharashtra, 2,982 people have contracted the disease in the past 24 hours.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.